How's it going, folks? If I'm looking a bit bedraggled, it's because today has been a long ass day. of sorting out all of these components. Been putting this off because I really couldn't be bothered. But we're done now, so not too bad. Yeah, so basically all of the like bits and bobs, I've took them down to bare metal. Again, this was another thing I was going to sandblast, but instead did it with the old wire wheel. Even like the starter motor. Now obviously I'm not going to leave them like that. Most of it's going to be going black. Well, all the parts actually are going to be going black. So things like these engine mounts. But I had a bit of an idea, which I think is going to be pretty cool, and that is all the bolts. So I've shined up the ends a bit. I've not been able to do that good of a job because I had to hold the grinder like against me, and yeah, not ideal, pretty dangerous. So I think I'm going to buy a new bench grinder with a wire wheel on it. Screwfix do one for about 40 quid, so I think I'm going to get one of them, do a proper job. But what I'm going to do is all of these, the ends, so that's the swing arm bolt, that's the axle, I'm going to leave them as they are. I really like this sort of brushed metal look. I don't want them to be shiny chrome or anything, just brushed metal. Yeah, so things like this, that's going to be going black. But the bolts, even, you know, down to stuff like this, I'm going to leave it this colour. I'm going to lacquer it with that petrol proof lacquer that I've got. So then hopefully it shouldn't rust. Because obviously if you just leave it exposed like this, it's going to go rusty. And then that should, I think, give a bit of contrast between all the black. Because if the entire bike is black, like everything, it's going to look a bit crap, to be honest. So I think having the bolt heads and various little bits and bobs in exposed metal, obviously the exhaust is going to be exposed metal as well, it should work pretty nicely. But yeah, very laborious, time consuming job doing all of this, but at least it's done now. I'm going to get it sprayed in a minute with the primer. I'll just give them one coat of actually no, I'm not going to prime these. I'm going to put on some rust neutralizer, which is brush on, because there's still like little bits that I couldn't get to. I'll do that and then I'll spray them with the paint rather than using the etch primer. I think that's a better way to go. The only bits I've still got left to do are the rear sets. I gave up, so I got bored. So I'll do them in a bit. But yeah, pretty good. They're all laid out, look. Nice shiny bits. I've also got the frame primed today. That's out there. I'm just going to give that one coat of primer. Purely because it's very wasteful to paint that. Because it's, you know, small bits and the primer comes out in a fan rather than like a centralised circle like most paints. It's quite a wide fan and you waste a hell of a lot. I've nearly done a whole can just giving that one coat. So I think one coat will be fine anyway. I'll give it a few coats of black because I've bought like 6 cans of gloss black, so that should work out fine. But yeah, it's all coming together. I decided not to paint the swing arm today. Just going to leave it as primer. Get all these ready with their undercoat, and then do all the black in one go. I think have a painting day in the next couple of days. I've actually got another bike coming It's a little job that I'm going to do. Chap asked me if I'd do it for him. It's just a CRF 450 crosser, and it's in bits. He wants me to put it back together for him. So, going to do that and then carry on with the build. I don't know if I'll film that or not. We'll see. Probably just end up smashing it out, to be honest. Get it done. But yeah, we are at a good stage. We are moving forward pretty quickly, to be fair. As far as motorcycle restorations go, I think this is fairly speedy. There's quite a bit of work to do on these bits. This is the linkage for the suspension. This is just rusted to death. All the inside, the bushings and things, they're just knackered. So there's going to be a little bit of fettling in order. Things like these O-rings and stuff. I have to change all of them. I've got stuff here. I should be able to do it. Not only can I not afford to buy new parts, really, the select few I can that I really need, but also there's not that much available, to be honest, because it's quite an old random bike, and you can get parts, but not everything. Things like a bushing for a shock arm, you know, probably going to struggle. So, or things like these little seals and stuff. So I'm just going to have to try and clean things up as best as I can, and if I need to make new parts or, you know, find ways around things, then that's what I'm going to have to do. But we'll see how we get on. So you join me at the end of the evening. It is now midnight. This is the bike that came earlier, CRF 450. Turned up about 5 hours ago, give or take, in bags, pretty much. Bags and boxes. So, yeah, it was chap had an engine rebuild on it because it blew up, I think. And yeah, the engine was in it, and the frame and the wheels, and that was it. So I had to put all of this back together, put all the rads on and do all that jazz. But yeah, pretty much done all I can do on it now. Got to wait for a spark plug to turn up, so then we'll find out if it runs or not. That's it, just smashed it out in one go because I need the ramp space to carry on with the other bike. But yeah, bit of a change for the evening, something different. I didn't bother filming it because I had to concentrate. You know, I don't want to be getting things wrong because I'm messing around with cameras and stuff. Another reason why I need a cameraman. But we'll get there. But yeah, progress has been good. GPZ is tucked away behind there. I'll show you, give you a little sneaky peeky. So you can see the frame is primed. Oh, and there's the tank just showing through there. So we'll get back on with that tomorrow. Get this off, and then it'll probably be middle of the week that the spark plug turns up. Been a successful day, really. Sold a battery as well. For those that have come across from the other channel, you'll know that I dropped one of my batteries out of the van because I had 3. So I sold one of them this evening because it's no use sitting in here doing nothing. So with that money, I should be able to get the last few bits and bobs I need for the GPZ, apart from the tyres. That's going to be the last sort of hit, so it's going to need 2 new tyres on it. But I want to get, the front tyre isn't too bad, it's got a bit of tread on it, but I don't like it. They just look crap. They look like my first bike kind of tyres, if you know what I mean. You know, like a 125 with just wing it tyres or something. They just look rubbish. I mean, they're Avons, they're not bad tyres, but they don't do the bike any favours. So I'm going to try and get hold of some more like classic looking tyres, I think, just to, you know, complete the look. There's no use spending ages making this cool bike and then putting crap tyres on it. Doesn't really make any sense. So a quick bit of talk for future projects, future plans. So the van, I mean, I'd like to. The sort of end goal is going to be a different van. I know this channel isn't about the van specifically, but it's related. So the reason for a different van is so that I can carry a better bike, ultimately. So that's always been my thinking. I want to carry something like big and good on the back, and I can't do that with that van. Not only because of weight limit, but also putting a rear carrier on that wouldn't be a good idea because there'd be too much strain on the chassis. It's really long, the overhang already, so I won't be able to do that. So my long-term thoughts are actually get a Luton with a tail lift, cut the tail lift in half, that way. So I've still got a good foot and a half of space, and then build a bike mount on that so it can go up and down. But that's not going to happen for a while because money, and I want to do a bit more travelling before then. So the other option is a bike to go in there. Now, if I'm going to carry a bike, it needs to be useful. So the bobber, for example, there's no use me going to the strain and effort of trying to get that thing in and out of the van, because that would be a nightmare in itself. But that bike isn't very useful, realistically. I mean, it sounds like a jet going over, breaking the sound barrier. It's got one seat, it's heavy as hell, and it's crap on fuel. But that's not its purpose. Its purpose is to go out and have a lovely ride, on your own, down the country lanes, whatever, and making an absolute racket. Same with the GPZ. The GPZ, that's evolving into something I didn't really expect it to evolve into, and I think it's going to turn out pretty damn nice. Well, I hope so. Anyway, and the last thing I want to be doing with that bike, once it's all mint and immaculate, and I've spent all these hours building it, is to be battering it around in the back of the van, scratching it up, all of this, and ruin it. So, and again, it's quite single use. It's going to be amazing to go out for a nice cruise around the country lanes and all of that kind of thing, same as this one. But that's about all it's going to be good for. It's not even going to have like a fuel gauge or anything. So what I'm thinking is, or well, my only option if I want to actually do this is to build another one. And it's going to have to tick a few boxes. We've actually got in this garage right now, we've got two extremes. So we've got this, which is 100% off-road. Like these kind of bikes, riding on the road is pretty much hell. I've done it. I've had a few of them. I had a WR 426. I've had a gas. I've had a couple of other little crossers and stuff. Riding them on the road sucks because they're not designed for it, ultimately. Flip side of that, bobber, on the road, beautiful. Off-road, I wouldn't even bother. That would be hell, actual hell, trying to navigate that thing around a country track or something. No, I mean, if it was scruffy, I'd do it for a laugh, but not the point. So what I need is a 50-50 kind of machine. I had the Tenere before. That's the ultimate bike for me, personally. Tenere 660. Amazing off-road, lovely on-road. Can cruise at 70, 80 mile an hour, no problem. Great bike, but can't afford one. Can't carry one on that van. So I'm going to have to build something else. Now I'm thinking I need to find something similar kind of size, weight to the GPZ. We'll find something like that. You know, something old, something simple. Don't want anything fancy. I don't really want a 125 because they're just a little bit too slow. I mean, they're amazing on fuel, but can't really be bothered for that. And also, I want a double seat just in case I need to, say, take Marie on the back of it or something. Yeah, I'm thinking something like that, oldish, and I'm going to make it into like a road scrambler kind of thing. But I'll make it really rugged. So, you know, try and do as many sort of plastic bits and stuff as I can, and then the paint, get some real like hard, probably the same stuff as the van actually, the green. You know, do the tank in that, whatever the tank is made out of. If it's an old bike, it'll probably be metal, won't it? But and then stick some sort of trail tires on it, not full knobblies like these, obviously, but you know, something in the middle so that if I do want to dip off down a little gravel track or country lane, it's fine. But also, I can do mileage on the road if I want to, and that'll be nice as well. So yeah, I want something useful. You know, I'll probably even get some. I've got loads of stuff in the shed. I've got like these little mini pannier bag things, like roll-up waterproof ones. They used to be on the Tenere, so you know you can get like storage. So when I'm out travelling, you know, if I'm parked up somewhere and I want to nip to the shop, pull the bike out, go on that. That's the kind of mentality. So I need to find something. I don't really want to sell either of these bikes, but like I've said before, you know, if the right offer's there, I'll do it. I have had quite a bit of interest in the bobber. I think the GPZ is going to get a lot of interest when it's done. But if I can manage to afford it without, then I'll do that. To be honest, ideally, I want something dirt cheap anyway. Saying that, if anyone on here has anything, you know, like an oldish bike, it doesn't need to be anything good, preferably quite small, because obviously I need to be able to get it in the van. So GPZ kind of size is perfect. Something like that I can butcher up a little bit, then let me know. But yeah, I want to try and find some. I want to try and get something cheap and cheerful, because then you know I won't spend a lot of money changing it. Just the most expensive thing will be like tyres and stuff. Probably just paint the whole thing black and green so it matches the van, because then that solves the problem for now, doesn't it? Obviously, if I want bigger, I'm gonna have to get a new van, but that's not going to happen. So this is the middle ground solution that I've come up with. So yeah, there you go. Story time's over. That's my plan. Right, that's it for today, because I'm just talking crap now. So yeah, I shall probably flick the camera back on again tomorrow once I'm back on those parts. Yeah, who knows? But you'll see it when it happens. So I'll see you there. Catch you in a bit.